Hello friends, my name is True Torker, and today we are taking a look at the Star Wars Attack of the Clones Luminara Unduli. Now, first we'll take a look at the side picture of the box. We have Master Luminara, and we have the shoulder of a B2 battle droid up in the top corner. So if you were wondering what that is the super battle droid. Then go back, get a brief description of who Luminara is. And so now we will get her out of her packaging and take a closer look at Luminara. Packaging, and so first we'll pull these two out of the way so we can have full focus on Master Luminara. So first off, we'll take a look at the details of the figure. So to start off, we'll look at the face. This is in likeness of her actress from the movie Attack of the Clones. Even though she is featured in the Clone Wars animated TV show, this likeness is of her actress in that movie. And it doesn't look horrible. It's definitely one of the cleaner faces we've had in a while. The eyes, if it'll focus, are nice and clean cut. They're a kind of purplish color. And then we have her tattoo on her chin that looks like a goatee, but it is just a tattoo. Then on her headpiece, there actually is a light, not quite a dry brush to it, but it has a fade going from the top down. That it could just be the light giving it a lighter sheen. I don't know if it's really coming across on camera, but her headpiece also has this kind of brownish stitching painted on it to give it more of a like leathery look, I guess. It is hard plastic, but it is nice and rubbery, so you can turn her head and it will get out of the way. Next, she has this golden brooch that's really shiny, sticks out well. Down to the belt, she has these two like coins, I guess you could say, or the belt buckles that are also that same gold. And then she has her skirt piece, or I guess this is a loincloth. It has all these different colors painted on it. It is the same gold. It just looks a bit green on camera, but she has these purples and orange laced throughout it to give it a really like bright color scheme. Her gauntlets are the same colors, same sort of design with that gold and purple, and so it stands out really pops out against the rest of the figure. Now, her cape is soft goods, and it's this kind of dark purple, but then her skirt piece is a dark black, so you have some contrast there. She has these like sleeves from her that do match the robe, but the robe is still darker. And so it does stick out a little bit, but only if you're taking a deep look at it. But overall, the only things that do match up are the gauntlets purple and her actual like shirt piece. But she's a very vibrant in color character and a lot going on color-wise. That's about it for the details on the figure. There's under the skirt piece, just you have these boots, And then you have like the pant legs, but not gonna go too far up with it because there's nothing, at least I assume there's nothing. So next we're gonna look at her robe. You can take this off, it looks like. Yeah, so it is loose, so if you do not like her wearing this robe, you can remove it. Turn it to the side. The sleeves do stick out a little bit, but you can have her more just skinnier looking, not as bulky with the cape or the kind of robe piece. The hood is stitched down on it, so you can't pop the hood up unless you were to cut that, which helps keep it out of the way, because a lot of robes, like with the Phantom Menace 3-pack with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's robes, those hoods really are a pain to get out of the way. You have to like fold them inside out. But it's made fairly well. It's not popping apart at all. You can kind of see this seam stretch. And so the fabric is actually stretchy. But we're going to leave this off to take a look at the articulation. So first off, take a look at the head. As I mentioned, the headpiece is rubbery, so she can look completely around. It does not prevent that. She does have some tilt to the sides, and she can look down that far, and she can look kind of back. And then the neck piece also is a separate piece, and so that actually has more movement to it than the head. Because I guess, yeah, without the neck, the head goes down that far. Then you can actually push the neck forward for a lot more movement. But then at the shoulder, she does have butterfly joints. Here's a clear look at it. So it can go forward to about there, and then back to about there. So really nice in and out movement with it. And then she has a hinge at the shoulder, can go up that far, and then it does have a swivel. And then down at the elbow, she has a really not deep cut elbow, allows her to bend that far, but it does go about half of the actual like arm, or the actual like elbow joint, I guess. And then at the elbow, there's also a swivel at that joint. I thought at first these cuffs were moved, but they do not. They are a fixed piece sculpted on there. And so at the hand, she does have a swivel, and then an up and down hinge. And left side's the same, with the same hand movement. She does have a trigger finger for, I guess you could kind of have it as like a force choke, I guess. She does not come with a blaster, unfortunately. Jedi do not carry blasters, as Obi-Wan says. But yeah, but the right hand is just a fixed grip hand. The fingers aren't outstretched, which with the Plo Koon, he has a similar hand stretch, which I guess it is to mimic like a force movement. Next, we're going to take a look at the waist. She does have a crunch at the waist and some tilt to it, not a lot, but she can look back that far, yeah, about that far, and then she can look down with the crunch that far, which gives her quite a bit of down look, but not a whole ton. And so at the thighs, there is double knees and also a swivel at the thigh. But this skirt piece, as you saw, does prevent some of the movement because it gets bunched up when you're trying to turn it. But overall, the knees can bend about that far back. They are double knees, so they are the old joints, but they have a lot of range, and the skirt does get pinched in there if you're not careful, like I wasn't. Down at the feet, you have an in and out hinge with a toe rocker. So get a good look at that. And overall, that's about it for the articulation, which we will take another look at it once we're done taking a look at the lightsaber. Oop, she fell over. All right. So her lightsaber, it's a new sculpt from what I can tell, because I did not grab my Plo Koon's lightsaber. She does not have the belt hook, or the belt, the peg for the belt. You can see where it was, but it's not there. And she does not have a place to hang her lightsaber on her belt. But it's possible this is the same sculpt as one of the General Grievous's lightsabers, but it is painted different. It has this gold at the base of it, which is this it's a little bit brighter of a gold. See if I can bring it close. It's a little bit brighter of a gold than what's on her accent pieces, I guess. And then she has this very emerald blade, which some greens are very light and some greens are very dark. This is my favorite way they do the blades, where it's kind of like the Kelnaka, of where the blade, it actually looks kind of like it's shimmering. I held this up to my light. You couldn't really see if I put my finger. There's I think it's from the printing method of this, or the casting, but it has a shine in the middle of the blade, which you can kind of, the camera's not showing it. There's like ripples to it, I guess, which is, I like when they're light like that, so you can see those ripples. Yep, the box fell over. She is able to hold the saber quite tightly with the right hand. It is nice and thin, so it's not stretching out her hand, but it's not too thin, so it's loose. And so with that articulation in the arms with those butterfly joints, she is one of the few Jedi that is able to hold her lightsaber perfectly in front of her, like so. Oh, it's a little twisted back, but because a lot of Jedi figures, they pull at their lightsaber, which can cause the hilt to bend, but she holds it very straight, which can allow you to get a nice, let's see if I can do it now, a nice pose with the two-handed sabers to get her blocking, kind of like so. A lot of Jedi, you can get them to block, but with her, it looks very natural compared to a lot of other ones where they kind of hold the lightsaber way out in front of them to do it. So, but overall, this figure, give it a rating of, for likeness of the character, 8 out of 10, and posability the same, 8 out of 10. So overall, the figure is an 8 out of 10. So for comparison, I did grab 2 figures of the same character. Here is Luminara with the first release, Clone Commander Gree, in his Kashyyyk armor. And then here she is with Clone Commander Gree in his normal armor. So happy to have both these figures. We're slowly getting to the point where we have most Jedi and their commanders or captains. Right now, I think we're only missing Stas Ali. Stas Ali and Commander Neo. And that's just off the top of my head of the commanders we're missing. Yeah. Other than like Captain Vaughn, we pretty much have most commanders. So you're almost able to just fill out the Jedi and their commanders in a display. Soon, I don't know when, we will be taking a look at Shock T. And I may do a double with that figure of the Moff Gideon if I'm able to find one. So, thank you for watching. I hope this video was informational. And if there's a figure you're not quite sure about, leave it in the comments, and if I have it in my collection, I will throw that in with another figure's review to take a quick look at them. So, but, alright. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.